So today's lesson is order of operations. By the end of today's lesson, you'll be able to know how to simplify any expression using the correct order of operations. Now, these are the four main steps you need to know in order to simplify any equation. First off, you always look for parentheses. If anything is in parentheses, that's what you're going to be solving first. Next, you look, are there any exponents? Remember, exponents are that little number up above. That's an exponent. If there's an exponent, we're going to simplify that. Secondly, then we look, is there any multiplication or division? Once we've done parentheses, exponents, our next step is to look, is there any multiplication, division? And then lastly, once we're done simplifying everything else, we look to see, is there anything for addition and subtraction? And then we'll be done simplifying the equation. One of the most important things you need to know, though, is that we are always going to solve this way. Always, you work from left to right, just like you're reading a book. You always solve from left to right, so make sure this is in your notes. So go ahead and write down example number 1 in your notes. Now, I just gave you all those different steps, so one way I like to remember is called PEMDAS, the parentheses, exponents, multiplication or division, then addition or subtraction. So let's take a look at example number 1. Now, are there any parentheses? Yes, there are. So we need to solve this first. So what is 8 minus 2? 8 minus 2 is 6. Now the parentheses stay, and I bring down my 3. Next, are there any exponents? No. Is there any multiplication? Yes, there is. What's 3 times 6? Why, 3 times 6 is 18, and we've simplified our equation. Now go and write down example number 2 and try to solve it by yourself. So once again, I have to know my rules. My rules are PEMDAS. And I take a look at example number 2. Now, are there any parentheses? No. Are there any exponents? Yes, there are. I have 3 squared. What's 3 squared? 3 squared is 3 times 3, which will give me 9. So I bring down my 9, I bring down my multiplication symbol, and I bring down my 2. Then, is there any multiplication? Yes, there is. What's 2 times 9? 18. 18 is my answer. Now, we're going to go ahead and solve number 3 together, so go ahead and write it down for me. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to write down this PEMDAS. I'm doing it just to remind you that we do parentheses first, then exponents, multiplication or division, then addition or subtraction. This is just for a little reminder. You don't have to write down this each and every time. So go and take a look at example number 3. Now, do I have any parentheses? No. Do I have any exponents? No. Then take a look and see, do I have any multiplication or division? I do. Remember, I need to work left to right. So, let's see which I'm going to solve first. So I have my division first. What's 8 divided by 2? That would be 4. Bring down my multiplication, bring down my 4, bring down my minus sign, bring down my 1. Then, so I got my multiplication, I have my division taken care of, but don't forget, I have to also look at multiplication. Do I have multiplication? Yes, I do. So, what is 4 times 4? 4 times 4 is 16. Bring down my minus sign, bring down my 1. Do I have any addition? No, I do not. Do I have any subtraction? Yes, I do. What's 16 minus 1? 16 minus 1 is 15, and I have my answer. Let me make my circle a little better. Now, go ahead and try to do number 4 all by yourself. So taking a look at number 4, do I have a parentheses? No. How about an exponent? No. Any multiplication or division? No. So once again, I am working left to right, and I'm going to be doing my addition or subtraction. So, I have, let's see, I have 7 minus 3, which gives me 4. Bring down my plus sign, bring down my 2. Then I have 4 plus 2, which gives me 6, and 6 is my answer. So you should have gotten 6. So just a quick review, don't write this down. Remember, you always look for parentheses first. Now parentheses also might look something like a bracket or the absolute value sign. Any sort of grouping symbol. So we have parentheses, maybe a bracket, or absolute value. Then we look, are there any exponents? Remember, if we have an example, there's a little number up above. That's your exponent. Then we check, can I multiply or divide anything? Then last but not least, addition or subtraction. And the big always, you need to go from left to right, just like you're reading a book. How do you read a book? Reading from left to right. Now, go ahead and write down example number 5. So I go ahead and look at my PEMDAS. Do I have any parentheses? No. Any exponents? No. Do I have any multiplication or division? I do. I have this 8 times 3. So I do 8 times 3, which gives me 24. Bring down my plus sign, bring down my 6. Then I check and see, do I have any addition or subtraction? Yes, I do. What's 6 plus 24? That's going to give me 30. Now, go and write down example number 6. We're going to do this one together because this is going to get a little tricky. Now, if we were to look at number 6 and look at our PEMDAS, we need to figure out what do we need to do. Now, I know we don't have any parentheses, we don't have any exponents, but do we have any multiplication division? Yes, we do. But if we notice, we have this addition above it. So how do we do this first? Well, what you need to do is you need to rewrite it. How do you rewrite it? Watch and see. So we would change this to 6 plus, those don't change, but we can rewrite this as parentheses 6 plus 2 divided by 4. We can rewrite it. Then when we rewrite it, what do you notice? All of a sudden we have a parenthesis, so I have to redo my PEMDAS. And now, what do I do first? I have to do my parentheses first. So I have 6 plus, with 6 plus 2, 8, division sign, 4. I don't have any exponents. Do I have any multiplication division? Yes, I do. I have that division sign. What is 8 divided by 4? 8 divided by 4 is 2. Bring down my 6, bring down my plus, and what's 6 plus 2? 6 plus 2, which is my addition, is going to be 8, and 8 will be my answer. So, ladies and gentlemen, watch out for this. This gets a little tricky. You have to be able to recognize, hey, I have 6 plus 2, which I can rewrite as a parentheses. I have my division bar, which I know means to divide. That's where my division sign comes from. And don't forget about your 4. Now, go ahead and try to do example number 7 and example number 8 on your own. So for example number 7, you should automatically recognize we don't have any parentheses, don't have any exponents. Do we have any multiplication division? Yes, we do. We have some multiplication. So I check. What is 2 times 3? 2 times 3 is 6. Now that minus sign comes down, so does the 10. Then I see, do I have any addition or subtraction? Yes, I do. I have some subtraction. What's 10 minus 4? I'm sorry, what's 10 minus 6? 10 minus 6 is 4. You should have gotten 4 as your answer. Now, let's go and take a look at example 8. Now, once again, you don't have to, but I like to put the PEMDAS. That way I know what steps I'm taking and what should be first and what should be next. So, I take a look and see. Do I have a parentheses? Yes, I do. What do I have in those parentheses? I have 10 minus 2, which is 8. I have a multiplication sign, and then my 3 to the second power. Now, do I have any exponents? Whoops, let me get rid of that. Do I have any exponents? Yes, I do. I have this 3 squared. What's 3 squared? It's actually 3 times 3, which will give me 9. So now I have 8 times 9. Do I have any multiplication or division? Yes, I do. What's 8 times 9? 8 times 9 will give you 72. So you should have 72 as your answer. Now, go ahead and write down example number 9. Now, I know it looks a little crazy, but we're going to be using our PEMDAS in order to solve it. So I'm going to put my PEMDAS over to the side. So let's check and see. Do I have a parentheses? I do have a parentheses, but also I have a bracket, so to be very careful of how I'm going to be doing this. So I do my parentheses first. So my 20 stays, so does my 2 squared plus 3. Now, what's inside my bracket? My parentheses. I have 5 minus 1, which is a 4. Now, gotta do some math inside. So I got rid of my parentheses. Now, do I have an exponent? Yes, I do. My 2 squared. So my 20 stays the same. My 2 squared becomes a 4 plus, now, do I have any multiplication division? Yes, I do. I have 3 times 4, which will give me 12. Now, I warned you ahead of time. If you forgot, it's okay. With parentheses. Sometimes some of these steps will reappear because these brackets, another way of putting it is parentheses. Or remember, another way I told you is that it might be absolute value signs. These are going to be called grouping symbols. You don't have to remember the term, I just want you to know it. Grouping symbols. So basically, we're restarting all over again with our parentheses. So we have to check what is 4 plus 12. Well, I know 4 plus 12 will be 16. Bring down the minus, bring down the 20. Last but not least, do we have any addition or subtraction? Yes, we do. We have subtraction. What's 20 minus 16? 4, and 4 will be your answer. Now, using example number 9, on your own, I want you to go ahead and try to solve example number 10. Now, example number 10 isn't as crazy, but we've still got a lot going on. So, let's look at our PEMDAS. First off, do we have any parentheses? Yes, we do. We have the parentheses right here, so we have to solve that first. Everything else just comes on down. So I have my 10 plus my 2 times 5 minus 1, which is 4, squared, or to the second power, divided by 4. Now I check and see, do I have any exponents? Yes, I do. I have the exponent right here. So my 10 comes down, my 2 comes down. Now we have 4 to the second power, which is 4 times 4, which will give me 16, parentheses 16 divided by 4. Now, I have to see, do I have any multiplication division? Yes, I do. But which one do I do first? Remember, we're going to go from left all the way to the right. That's how we know which one to do first. So that means we're going to be multiplying, then dividing. So my 10 comes down, so does my plus. Now, what is 2 times 16? 2 times 16 is 32. Then the division sign, 4 comes down. Now, I need to divide 32 divided by 4 because I did my multiplication first. Now it's my division. What's 32 divided by 4? You should get 8. Bring down my plus sign, bring down my 10. Now last but not least, I need to do my addition. What is 10 plus 8? 10 plus 8 is 18, so you should have gotten 18 as your answer. So today we learned about order of operations. And one easy way of remembering your order of operations is something called PEMDAS. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. And we always go from left to right. So now I would like a 2-sentence summary on what we've learned today.